What's going on YouTube? Today's video is called You're a Loser. Yeah, you. And why it's okay. This video is going to be a little different. I'm going to talk about the phenomenon of a quarter-life crisis. So today's video is meant for people who say you've been through school and you're done with school and maybe your life isn't where exactly you want it to be. Maybe you envision yourself like working at this big awesome company, or you envision yourself making movies in Hollywood, or traveling the world, or doing a bunch of crazy stuff. So look, if you're doing great, job's great, money's great, love life's great, physical abilities are great, if everything about your life is just great, this video is not for you. This video is for losers, okay? If you're a loser, stay tuned, because you're who I'm talking to. So look, maybe you were a smart kid growing up. You made it through elementary school, middle school, high school, and college. And you had this idea that, once you graduated college, you were going to get that offer from your dream company and make $1 billion and, get married and just have a happy life and just whoop, and everything will be perfect. So for me, my life was on a pretty decent, trajectory, Elementary school, middle school, high school, college, just went right through. And then after I graduated from college, I hit a roadblock. I wasn't able to get a full-time job, especially a full-time job with like a big awesome company. And I felt like crap. I moved back with my parents after I graduated. I had little internships and things here or there, but I still never really got that like job that I wanted. You start to begin this phenomenon of what some people are calling a quarter-life crisis. So this is kind of a crisis that people have once you're out of college, because you're still very young, you're still a young adult, and your life isn't necessarily where you want it to be. Pretty much, I was chilling at home, making YouTube videos, and just looking for jobs for about between 7 and 8 months almost. And it was a very interesting time in my life. I had to get used to moving from, a big college town back to suburbs, used to dealing with parents again, didn't necessarily have as much freedom as I did before, and that was an adjustment. And since I live in a different state than my college was, I also felt very isolated from like people I know in college or friends I made in college. And it was a very, I don't want to use the term like depressing, but it was a very like, crappy time, and I definitely was in a rut, as they call it. So I decided to make this video just to give some advice to people. Maybe you've been in my situation or you're in a similar situation, and here's just some advice to sort of get through it, get over that rut, and just improve your life. So the first thing I want to talk about is ignoring the noise. So what I mean by ignoring the noise is a lot of people from a lot of different places are going to try to tell you what to do. Your parents are going to tell you what to do. Your friends from college are going to tell you what to do. Everyone is going to try to give you advice, and you have to do what you want. Hey, do you want to wait and see if you can get a job and, related to what you majored in? Or are you going to settle and get a certain job that maybe you'll make enough money, but it's not related to what you went to school for? You have to do what you want to do. Do you try to learn some technical skills so maybe you can get some sort of technical job? Or do you try to constantly pursue creative interests and you hope that maybe you'll get discovered or someone will see and like your stuff? But the moral of this is that you have to do what you want to do. You're going to be pulled from so many different places, and at the end of the day, it's your life. And when you're talking about your life and your career, you have to do what makes you happy. So if you want to try to wait around a little bit for that dream job, go for it. If you think, hey man, I'm just trying to make some money until something else comes along, definitely do that. You have to be pragmatic in the sense of like, okay, if I'm living with my parents or I'm not working, how am I going to pay for stuff? At a certain point, you have to do something, but do things because you want them. Look deep inside and figure out what you think is the right thing, and don't listen to everybody else, because people, they don't know you, okay? Even your parents, they don't know all your experiences, they don't know all your skills, they don't know all your interests, all your thoughts, only you do. So you have to make that decision. People are constantly going to ask you, well, how did that interview go? And it's always like a trick question, because if you say, oh, I think the interview went well, and then you don't get the job, well then your credibility is shot and then you look dumb. If someone asks you how the interview went and you say, oh, I think it went badly, people are going to look at you and they're going to be like, oh, I guess you don't know how to interview. So certain questions are a trap and a trick question, and there's really no good way to get out of it. So sometimes the best thing you can do is don't tell all your friends when you got an interview. Don't tell all your friends every time you apply for a job. Tell all your friends once you have a job, because anything else is not going to help you out of your situation. And sometimes telling people less is more. Friends and family and certain people need to know, like, hey, if you're doing your thing and you're going through something, they need to just kind of stay out the way and you just need to do your own thing. It may sound a little mean, but it's pretty much the truth. Another thing I'm going to say is continue to inspire yourself. If you have an interest, especially creative interest, like for me, I like video. Constantly research what the next best thing is going to be. Constantly try to learn and explore new things. Okay, reading is fundamental. You know, try to read articles every day. Try to learn about what new technologies, new innovations are going to be. You know, watch YouTube videos, watch TED Talks. You know, don't stop learning just because you're out of school, because who knows, there may be some killer app or something that ends up coming out while you're unemployed. You could get on it, you know, you could do something, go viral, all of a sudden you have a job. Just because you're out of school, don't stop researching, don't stop learning, because that'll also drive you to move forward and eventually find that career you want. Another thing is, take care of yourself. You know, when you don't have a job, it's very easy to get in a lull where you're like, oh, I don't want to exercise. You know, folks start, you know, doing crazy stuff. They start having eating disorders. They avoid doctor's appointments. You know, they don't want to go out and meet their friends or go out and do anything. And the thing is that there's a certain shame without having a job. You know, you kind of feel like you can't sit at the same table as everybody else. And look, some people are going to be mean to you. Some people will be like, dude, why aren't you working yet? Why don't you work here? However, that shouldn't stop you from living a life just because you're not working. Now, obviously, if you're not working, finances may impact certain things, but you should try to exercise. You should try to eat at least okay, you know, get your fruits and vegetables and that kind of thing. You know, if you have the opportunity to exercise regularly, even if it's just going for jogs around your neighborhood, or you know, watching workout videos on the computer and copying that, you know, just do things to keep yourself healthy, because when you finally do get an interview for that dream job, you don't want to go in and look tired and out of shape and exhausted. You want to go in happy, peppy, and ready to go. Still do the things that you like, okay? Exercise, go to your doctor's appointments, you know, you're into video games, play video games. You know, don't do it an excessive amount where you're not applying for jobs and you're not at least trying to take care of your business, but you know, do what you want. You have shows that you like, keep up with those shows, you know, tweet about it. You know, you don't have to necessarily just give up your life just because you're not working. Please, y'all, go to your doctor's appointments, okay, get your physical, make sure you're not coming down with anything, go to the dentist, you know. I mean, who knows what's going on with this healthcare thing, but if you're still under your parents' healthcare, please utilize that. Make your appointments, you know, get everything that's ever been wrong with you checked out, you know, allergies, skin, you know, whatever. Because just because you're not working doesn't mean that you just shouldn't take care of yourself at all. Another thing is, to what a lot of people say, work smarter, not harder. Okay, so when you're applying to jobs, you know, the advice people are going to give you is, keep going at it, you know, keep doing it, you know, you got this, big guy. You have to pay attention to the quality of your applications, okay? So if you're applying to a certain job, and I did things like reuse certain cover letters and stuff like that, make sure that any sort of cover letter you write for a job and any sort of resume, you know, it's a pain, but make sure it's tailored to whatever job you're applying for. You don't want to have a typo and use the wrong company in a letter. That'll just instantly knock you out from a job. So make sure you put quality in applications. Look at a variety of places, okay? Look in job search websites. This is old school. Sometimes you see job offers in the paper. Okay, look and see where your friends are working. Maybe they can help you get into a company. Look and see what connections your parents have. And the thing is, a lot of connections aren't going to go anywhere. There are plenty of times where I thought my mom knew someone or a friend knew someone, and there was no opportunity or no job for someone with my skill set. The idea of constantly networking, constantly looking for new opportunities, eventually something will fall in your lap. Me personally, I finally got a job because of Indeed.com, the most basic job site possible. Saw a job that looked interesting, looked like it was something I could do fit my skill set, put it in on Indeed. About a week later, called in for an interview, second interview, got the job. So look, don't stop applying to stuff, okay? It's very easy to get in a lull, like, oh, I've applied to a lot of stuff, let's wait till I hear back from something. No, keep applying. Keep looking for stuff you're interested in, you know, keep applying to jobs, because eventually it will hit. When you continuously apply to jobs and you put effort in applying to jobs, it puts you in the job hunting kind of mindset. And even when you get denied from stuff, you'll learn, okay, I made this mistake last time, not gonna do that in the next interview, or not gonna do that in the next application. And eventually a job will come by and you'll apply for it and you'll get it. You know, a lot of people tell you to like, oh, keep trying at it. But you don't just keep trying at it and doing the same thing. Try different things and different strategies. Don't give up on your dream career unless you want to give up on your dream career. So this kind of goes back to the ignoring the noise tip I gave before. A lot of people, when you're looking for a career, especially if it's anything related to being creative. So me, personally, I like video and I like social media. A lot of people are going to tell you to give up on it and do something else just to make some money. Now look, at the end of the day, if you are kind of so-so about creative stuff, or you figure, hey, I can get a job and make some money and do creative stuff on the side, do that, absolutely. But it should always be your choice, okay? Whenever anyone wants to get into creative work, there's always going to be people to tell you, hey dude, don't do it, just get a regular job, just don't worry about it, you know, you're not special enough, you're not the one. But look, at the end of the day, that has to be your choice. So if people are telling you, hey, stop doing creative work, just get a whatever job and don't worry about it, you don't have to listen to them. You don't have to, again, make those people happy. You want to make you happy. So if you feel like, man, I just need a job to make some money, by all means, do that. However, if you know that deep down you want to do some sort of creative work, don't give up on that dream. Even if you have to get a job that isn't related to it for practical reasons, still do creative stuff in your meantime. I mean, YouTube exists. Put videos on YouTube. You like photography, go on photography shoots, you know, when you're out of work. You know, you're in the writing. Write for online websites. Do what you want, even if you can't get a full-time job to do it right now. Video, photography, writing, you know, you like to sing, you know, easily just do that stuff in the meantime and don't lose sight of your creative goals just because no one's paying you to do it right now. I think a lot of people are on that certain trajectory, you know, going through school, and then they graduate from school and they kind of hit that roadblock, and it's like, nothing like this has ever happened before, you know, my life has always been going, you know, at least in one way, in one direction. What do I do now? And I'm just here to tell you, it happens to a lot of people, okay? You may be a loser right now, but eventually it works out. So that's my opinion on graduating from school and not getting the kind of job you want and feeling like a loser. If you ever felt this way or gone through something like this, leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about being a loser. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you all later. Peace.